Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally, relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, we'll take a few minutes to understand ourselves, how this practice can help for us and where it try to take us. So this meditation path has a long history. So as you know, even before the Buddha, 2600 years ago, and before that time also, people used to practice meditation. That meditation, it's just kind of like a mindfulness of breathing. And then after the Buddha, how it changed, what the difference came to the Buddhist tranquility meditation and Vipassana meditation. So we're going to clarify that, because recognizing this journey, understanding this journey, it will help for you to practice yourself and develop a very good, very clear foundation. So that is the very purpose of giving these informations. So when it comes to our mind, it's kind of like unrefined crude oil. So you're not going to bring anything from outside, so that all the thoughts that you already have capable to take you to liberation. So as a human being in this universe, in the samsaric journey, you are at the right place as a human being. And at the same time, the capacity of human mind, more than any other time now, is more strong, because the very nature of our human body is always developing. So then you are capable to understand this. So then remember, there is nothing you need to take from outside. Only thing is you have to understand how the Buddha mentioned what is the Buddha's teaching, gave the method to refine yourself inside you, your own thoughts. So the meditation is a kind of like a way refining your thoughts. So always thought interfere with the greed, hatred, and the delusion. It's kind of like a very natural, normal way of life. So it's like very natural crude oil. So when it comes to this method, the refining, so developing, cultivation of this mind has a mechanism. It's just not just observing inhalation, exhalation. So the mindfulness of breathing, so that's why in any tradition, in any religion, even 10,000 years, people used to practice mindfulness of breathing. So just observing and feeling the comfort, the relaxation, and go with that. The physical, mental relaxation is not the method of vipassana. So when it comes to the beginning, so observing inhalation, exhalation is the foundation. So that foundation used to be before the Buddha also. But after the Buddha, and he introduced in a different way of observing and analyzing method, but the foundation is the same. So observing your own inhalation and exhalation. So when you observe the inhalation, exhalation, in the very first level, you bring your attention to in front of your nose and upper lip area and observe. So when you observe it, it's just not the way just keep watching, but you have to recognize inhalation as inhalation, exhalation as exhalation. When the long inhalation happens, you recognize it as a long inhalation. When the short inhalation happens, you recognize it as a short inhalation. When the long exhalations happens, you recognize it as a long exhalation. When the short exhalation happens, you recognize it as a short exhalation. So like that, you observe the very nature, behavior of the inhalation, exhalation. And also by the time it will calm down your body. So then you see the inhalation happens, and at the same time, it is a long inhalation and calm down your body. It is a long exhalation, it's calm down your body. Short inhalation, calm down your body. Short exhalation, calm down your body. So like that, step by step, it will help you to see the very behavior of the inhalation, exhalation, and the connection with the body and the mind. Because when the inhalation, exhalation happens itself deeply, it interact with the body and the mind. So you start to see it. So that is where the observation develop. And when it happened that way, what's the natural way of development that you gain through practicing meditation? So one is slowly this chit-chat mind, the mind always chattering, it's going to slow down. And another thing that we have a disorder, it called obsessive compulsive disorder. That's an obsessive compulsive flow of ideation that always with the thoughts ourselves, we interfering to ideas, decisions, conversations, and also itself we create kind of like the point of view regarding that all our own thoughts. So what happens when you start to settle down with the inhalation, exhalation, this obsessive compulsive flow of ideation start to slowly disappear. That is where the mind becomes very clear. So it's like that when the clouds when it is so cloudy, dark, maybe you don't see the sun or the moon. But how about when that cloud disappeared? Very clear sky. You can see the sun daytime, and if it is like a full moon day, you start to see the moon. So same like when this chattering mind disappear, what will happen? You start to see how this thought happening. And not only that, it brings the another result, the physical, mental result. One is you start to feel so comfortable, relaxed. And the mind become more calm and stable. The body and mind both become stable and the mind become clear. So when it comes to these four qualities, two we can get as physical, two we can get as mental. One is your body start to feel relaxed and stable. It's a physical result. But it directly come out of the behavior of mind. Relaxed and stable. And other one is the mental result you gain, calm and clear. So recognize it very carefully. So when the mind becomes that, when your tranquility state develop with the breathing, when once it start to you settle down, physically you gain relaxed and stable. Mentally you gain the result calm and clear. The body and mind both together work. So the thing is this, when the body becomes relaxed, it helps for your mind to become calm. And when the body becomes stable, balanced, it helps your mind to become clear. This all together, it's kind of like a four pillars that help each other. And at the same time, when the mind becomes clear, your body start to feel the balance. And when the mind becomes calm, your body start to feel relaxed. So when you practice meditation, what happens? You start to gain this result physically and mentally. So, and when you go deeper, keep practicing, those are the benefits you gain now. And then as a result of that, you feel more comfortable. And you feel more confident inside with the practice. And then that is where you get into it. Rather than resisting, you accept the method. So that acceptance is a kind of like motivate you to keep practice, stay with the posture, sitting, and keep observing. So that is where the cultivation happens. That is where the growth happens, and as a result of it, the development comes. Because if you don't get that result, then you give up. Then the cultivation doesn't happen. So this is the behavior of mind, not something from outside. You can't get the motivation from outside. You get the motivation out of your own inner mental, physical outcome. So those are the four things that you gain motivation: relaxed, calm, stable, and clear. So then that, as a result of that, then you feel the joy, happiness. Those are so very, very conventional way of understanding. Still that on the surface level of mind. So then as a result of this cultivation and development of mind, itself. You are yourself motivated by your own result, and you into practice, and as a result of that you gain the unification of the mind, the recognition, which we call samadhi, tranquility state. You unified the mind, because the mind doesn't go here and there, and it's a kind of like you bring the collective awareness, tranquility state. So once you have it, there is another ability come to you. Again, your mind start to purify now, and as a result of that, what happens? On the spot, you able to see the thoughts. So that is the magic. Not levitating, or not kind of seeing any kind of light, or not kind of like you start to hear the sound or get connect with the aliens or something like that, weird things. No. You start to see your own thoughts on the spot, not later, not after. So once you see it, that it's bringing the most strength to you, because it is a new experience for you, because we used to see a lot of things from outside world, but now you see your own mind. And as a result of that, you develop the mind, that to recognize the mind itself without any kind of disturb. So you stay yourself, that it's another way, the sustain, you develop very sustainable mind to stay that without forgetfulness or the distraction. That's how we can put it. So without forgetfulness or the distraction, your own mind able to itself keep seeing your own thoughts. So that is the power of tranquility meditation. So when it comes to that, what happens as a result of that? You able to see your own body and mind without kind of like a objective point of view. So because we always, even the self, ourself, our ideas, thoughts, and even deeper level emotions, sometimes it get a kind of like an objective level of kind of like a creation inside our own mind. As example, you have desire to eat something, then you start to think about some certain kind of food. So then the food, it's become a picture to you. So you make it the object. When the desire arises to survive yourself, you create the object out of that desire. But when it comes to sati, so sati means not moment by moment awareness. Sati means you able to see the whole process at once. So it's like when you observe the inhalation, exhalation, the inhalation entire process, you see it as a process, but you don't take it as a objective point of view. You don't create it's kind of like a inhalation. Like you don't become very limited to that experience. So in that way, that the sati means you develop a very sustainable awareness inside your own mind without forgetfulness or the distraction to keep continue. The whole process you see, and you don't make it as a object point of view. You don't try to make it as a name or form. So that is the power of mind. When you come to that level, your awareness become more clear, sharp, and it's kind of like a bright. So when we come to when we try to understand things with the object, what happens? Our mind become weaker and we become very limited. So, and when you become very limited, you can't understand beyond it. I'll give a very simple example. So yourself, you can introduce you as a male or female. But how you know you are a male or female? Can you identify yourself, you are as a male or female without object point of view? Try. You can't do that. See, even see, our identity, we can't bring without object point of view. This all our thoughts, desires, feelings, that's why the mind, the samsara itself means the everything we bring as names and forms. But your mind has the capacity to understand something beyond names and forms. When the mind comes to that level, you not belong to samsara, or you not belong to the world. So that's how even the enlightened master attain to the enlightenment and stay, they live in the world. But they are anymore not the ordinary human being. Why? The very nature of the ordinary human being, they understand things with the object point of view. So when it comes to sati in the deeper level, but still you are not the past that method, but still that now you come to very closer. So your sati, your awareness become itself, motivate itself, and develop itself, cultivate itself, and you see the whole process without any forgetfulness or distraction, and then you can understand it. There is a continuation, and the itself, there is a connection and unification. So when the mind able to understand in that way, and another quality come to mind, once you have it, that is what through the vipassana the Buddha introduced. Because before the vipassana method, people just used to observe and be with mesmerized and be with that sati level or sustainable continuation of awareness, and without deeper observation. So in the vipassana, what happens? The Buddha gave, once you have that sustainable unification of the mind, it develop a method to introspection, observe itself deeper regarding your own body and mind. And so when that introspection happens, that means your mind now clear and sustainable, unforgettable, and no distractions, and still you start to observe the body and the mind behavior. So you are not become very limited to your own thoughts. And when the introspection happens, you deeply come to see that how this everything happens. And that is where this introspection become more and more stronger when the mind get out of that to recognize something from the object point of view. Then it's become just an experience. And that experience itself become the wisdom. And then anymore, there is no gap for thinking. When the mind able to come to this level, and what the method Buddha introduced deeply to liberation path, that's another way it called the royal path, because it didn't happen in the world before. So now you have the sati. So understand this very carefully. Now you have the sati. Sati means the clear mind, sustainable mind without forgetfulness and distraction, and the continuation. You see whole things together. And the other one is sampajanya, another way it's called introspection. You don't observe the sky, or you don't see or observe the trees or the other planets or some. You see your own body and mind without object point of view. That means you see your own body without any name or form. So that is where you see it very, very plain, natural behavior of it. You don't put an identity on it. You don't put a shape on it. So as example, we can't see the heart without shaping it, forming it. So that's where when it comes to understanding, we are like children. We always need something, like, as you know, in the preschools, they give some kind of object always to, to understand, learn. A lot of toys around them. So we are the same. That's why without object, we can't understand, even as I mentioned, our own inner behavior also. But by the time there is ability you gain, but the very strongest and the accurate path is now you have two methods. One is sati, another one is sampajanya. Sati means sustainable, without distraction and without forgetfulness, or continuation of recognition. And sampajanya, introspection, without object point of view, you are able to understand. So what the Buddha did, it's a kind of like a revolution when it comes to mental practice. He brought these two things together. So sati, sampajanya, sustainable continuation of understanding or the recognition without forgetfulness and distraction. And also introspection, recognizing your own body and mind without object point of view. That is what called sati sampajanya, clear comprehension. So when it comes to that, in the vipassana, that is where we go. That is what happened when by the time when you keep practice. This is the ultimate, the moment of experience. And when it comes to that, when you bring that two abilities together, so what happens to your mind, your recognition? It becomes clear, fully, constant awareness or the recognition. It's clear. There is no any kind of missing part. When it comes to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, that's all the perception. And there's nothing going to miss. Sometimes when you see something, you can't hear, you can't feel, or maybe you don't smell, so like that. But when it comes to that kind of level, it's become complete and fully. It's not half. So your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, all the perception, 100%, not half, 100%, constant, continual. It's not you dropping something and then later pick up, or no. It's continuous. And awareness or the recognition happens. So that is what the very behavior of the very nature of the enlightened mind. So this is the method that the Buddha introduced through the tranquility, another way samatha, and the vipassana. So now this is what you have to understand. And sometimes when you hear this, maybe that first time you can't maybe recognize it, but by the time if you hear it few times, you understand. But the very important point is this: even understanding the method is not the key. That's the part. You can see this all happening in your body and mind. That is the key. Not gaining something from outside, worshipping, asking, praying, is nothing to do with that. Even it's nothing to do with the karma. This is a path that challenge for the karma also. It doesn't matter. Whatever you have done in your past, it's always depend on the moment of your effort. That's it. That is the beauty of the Buddha's teaching. So to understand this, maybe you need some kind of background or the environment, or maybe you need some kind of experience. But the very clear thing now you have to understand, the very fundamental quality of the Buddha's teaching is nothing to do with the karma, it's nothing to do with the age, it's nothing to do with that your background, it's nothing to do with your experience, it's nothing to do with your language, it's nothing to do with your creator, it's nothing to do with any kind of initiation, it's nothing to do with any kind of permission, it's nothing to do with any kind of payment. It's just the moment of effort and the recognition. So that is what the Buddha is teaching. So it works anywhere for any person. There is nothing to do with that, because it's just your body, mind, and the breathing. That's it. So there is no religion for that. Your body or your breathing or your mind, there is no religion for that. And there is no any kind of culture or tradition or the color for that. There is nothing to do with any kind of ethnical background for that. So that is what you have to understand. That is, when you understand that, that is where you recognize the power of the Buddha's teaching. If you don't see that, you are kind of like a child go to the school and play with the toys. You you see the Buddha, you heard the Buddha, you listen to the Buddha maybe, you know a lot of sutras maybe, but still you don't see the very key point of the Buddha's teaching. So then this method, it is up to you to stay on the preschool method or you take this royal path. So to get into that, to give up that all that other things and stand for this, you need some kind of strength and courage. So that is what come out of the faith. When you hear it, when you know the method, and that is where the faith come. So once you have the faith, conviction, trust towards the method or the mechanism, and once then you will start to practice. It is just by practicing, by your own way of journey, you have to experience this. So we are as a Sangha come in this way and we share this and allow you to know. Go forward, you are not alone. This method is just by 100%. It's your own effort. So then you can trust it. Because if it is come from someone else, you always have a doubt. But now you have to trust on you. So if you don't get the result, so that's me. It's nothing to do with anybody else. It is a problem with you. So you have to fix that. So you have to work for that. You can do it. So I hope this little explanation will help for you to understand what is the practice that we keep doing. So try to understand the mechanism. Listen it again and again. Be very clear yourself and absorb it to you. Keep it with you. And when you come to practice, when you sit for meditation yourself, that clarity will help you to guide deeper inside you yourself. And that is where you can see the result. That is where you gain the result yourself. Even you don't get the result. If you recognize the method and the mechanism, you die with the mechanism, you born with the mechanism. Because we know we go for a journey. So maybe if we die tomorrow, remember, we're going to come back with this mechanism. Wherever we are, we come back with this mechanism. Why? Because we absorb it. So whatever inside you, as you know, that whatever that you hold when you die, you're going to come back with that. Not by hand, but by mind. So then absorb it, get it to yourself. And day by day, whenever you have opportunity, work for that. So then by the time you will see, the result will come. And this is a journey that we work ourselves, we giving our best for the moment, not look for the destination. So wherever we go, heaven or hell, or the anywhere in between that, it is okay for us. Why? Because we go with the mechanism. So with that, let's get into practice for a moment, a little bit. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line and be comfortable yourself. So bring your attention to your body, please. And scan head to toes yourself 3 times and say Supatveva, or may I be well and happy. 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times, please, and find the sensation. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. Observe it and recognize. Do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. To your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy. Without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe sattanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya Dhammanudhamma Patipattiya Buddham Pujemi Dhammam Pujemi Sangham Pujemi Attaya Imaya Patipattiya Jati Jara Vyadi Maranam Ha Paribunjisami Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.